Press the button. And we're live. Welcome to the WAN show. How's it going? How was your week?
It's the Nah show.
Right there.
It's the Nah show again, buddy.
I forgot about that. I'm sorry.
We're in Bizarro land.
Yes. Where
Week was
Laser
good.
James
Went by
rules the
fast.
day. Went by fast, eh?
I guess. I think having really poor short-term memory helps because basically on every Monday, people are like, "What did you do this weekend?" I'm like,
I have no
don't know.
idea.
What did I do on Friday? Yeah, something not very novel, apparently.
Right. Read books. We have an interesting show today, though. If your weekend went by kind of quickly and was interesting as well, maybe this will be an interesting cap to the end of the rest of the week. We're talking about people not knowing that they're talking to AI.
Yes.
Which is a surprising amount of sophistication from Google Duplex, but we'll talk about that
Google blew
later.
everyone's collective mind at their I/O conference earlier this week. And we're also going to talk about Boston Dynamics, who's kicking ass in the other part of robot futures.
Yeah.
The embodied part.
Oh my. Put them together and it can talk and move. Also, Nintendo has shared some details about its Switch online service, which is coolio.
And rumors about the iPhone 10 Plus sized version of the future this fall. The big one, the Big 10.
I thought it was already pretty big.
No, we'll talk about that.
Okay, I'm not really into the whatever. That's fine. Woo!
Can you see his feet?
When he's in the boat? When he's in the boat?
Yeah.
Okay, let's
Again.
No, not really.
Kinda. The one leg you can.
You can see you can see the side of his leg. You can't see his feet though. You can there. That was one of the best like Mario spring noises.
That's my best sound I can do.
That's pretty epic. Right.
I really wish I could do the tube.
Spektrum.
Yeah.
Savage Jerky and Linus isn't here. Ha ha ha. Also,
gonna eat all the maple bacon. FreshBooks.
FreshBooks. Let's reset this.
FreshBooks.
And then go back to here. Yes. We
back.
did it. How's it going, everyone? I don't have the Twitch chat open, which makes me feel strange. I'm gonna fix that.
Let's just get right into Google Duplexes. I think that was the coolest thing I've seen at least all year. I think, okay, let's just assume that no one's
Our
seen
source is SC2 Mitch on the forum. Is it SC2 Mitch?
Yeah,
Yes.
and I assume that stands for StarCraft 2. I've just always assumed that.
I'm gonna go with it.
I like it.
I feel like I've been told what it stood for before, but I don't remember. But I'm gonna go with StarCraft. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, I will never trust anyone on the phone that goes, That's it. Yeah.
So at Google I/O, which is their conference every year for developers, as opposed to the Made by Google hardware event in the fall, which is for consumer products. At Google I/O this week, they were showing off all the new feature tech that they're doing. It's way beyond Android now. And one of the things they showed is a future service that's going to be rolling out later this year that they call, what the hell?
Why does something weird happen like out there every time we're on the show?
They're listening to us.
Yeah.
They're calling it Google Duplex, and the idea here is that in the future, Google's going to help you get stuff done. That's the Google Assistant's job, and one of those things that you need to get done a lot of the time is making a phone call to book reservations at a restaurant or book a hair appointment or something like that. And these are the two examples they showed. So Sundar puts up on the screen behind him a real recording of a real call, and I expect that they did hundreds or thousands of these calls.
And they probably cherry picked, and it seemed like
course.
the person that picked up the phone was the same person on like a few of them that I heard.
Oh, there's more than just the two he demoed. There's more calls you can listen to.
I think I heard 3, but I could be really not remembering accurately. Again, we've got a similar short-term memory loss situation. At least 2 for sure. I heard one where it was a guy calling in.
Yeah.
And
to a Chinese
there
restaurant.
was a girl calling in to something, a hair appointment or something.
Yeah, those are the ones
calling for my client. Yeah,
that's what he demoed.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
So on the screen, we just see kind of a visualization of a phone call. You get the Google Assistant logo representing the robot or the AI, and then just like a phone logo representing the person. And the person answers the phone and says, this is the hair salon. How can I help you? And then you hear this impeccably human-sounding voice on the other side. Saying, hey, I'm calling on behalf of a client and I'm looking to book a hair appointment. And then a conversation ensues, and the result of which is a hair appointment is booked. And then I guess the user's phone would receive a notification that says, you have got a hair appointment. So you can just be like, hey, assistant, book me a hair appointment at this place for this time, or between this time, between 10 and 12 on Friday. And then a few minutes later, you're going to get a notification that says, yep, that's done.
Yeah, Someone in chat said Luke is skeptical as usual. I think it will work as advertised. Service people stick to a script. I am skeptical, but I think it will usually work because of what you just said. Yeah, usually when you're calling into a restaurant, there's a fairly formulaic way that you would book a reservation. That is absolutely true.
Right.
And it's not even necessarily that they stick to a script. It's just there's fairly basic information that needs to be passed back and forth, and it's not that complicated to figure out.
That's right.
What
So
is
that kind of feeds into how the voice sounds, because it sounds really realistic. It sounds more realistic than the Google Assistant voice. It even sounds more realistic than the Google Assistant voice using WaveNet, which is another thing they announced at I/O. WaveNet, which was a system that was outlined in a paper by Google's DeepMind like 18 months ago, is finally being integrated into the Google Assistant. So this is just taking in raw waveforms and making your phonemes based on that. It makes the Google Assistant's voice way better. They demoed that, and it still wasn't as good as what we hear on Duplex, which makes me think that what we hear on Duplex, for the most part, is pre-recorded sound bites. You can hear it sounds a little inhuman when they say numbers and dates and times, because that's kind of turnkey. They plug that in.
Yeah.
But the reason they would be able to use pre-recorded sound bites is because the possible set of interactions is much decreased when you're in this kind of scenario where like you just need to do this one thing.
And a lot of it is like, let me check that for you, or would you mind going on hold for a second, or something like that, where you just need to like confirm. So the amount of times, that's why I keep on saying that thing, because the amount of times, and that's all you really need to say on the phone, and that's often all you really say on the phone. But the amount of time,
that was actually unintentional. That was actually unintentional.
The amount of times that the AI says it and does it very believably. You got it. And like it's really good. The one thing that I noticed was there's like a slight delay, like a little bit more than I feel like most people would take before they say something, but not very much.
And I think to counteract that, like they programmed in some delay. Like when you answer the phone and say hello, they program in a wait a beat, because no one just goes hello. You wait a second, right?
And I might have been trying to look for it.
They also programmed in ums. I mean, there's going to be some processing time too, right?
Yeah. Really cool.
So the reason that they can do that is because when I'm talking to my Google Assistant, I could say anything to it, and it has to be able to respond. But as this user on Twitch says, in this situation, not only is the computer basically performing a script, a narrow set of actions, of possible actions, but so is a human, because the human on the other end is just trying to get some basic information from you. Someone's calling in, what time do they want to come, how many people?
Everyone's complaining about the contrast, so I'm trying to fix it, but I'm really bad.
I like that. It's like an Instagram filter.
I'm really bad at doing anything related to this at all.
So how brittle do you think this system is going to be when it launches? That's everyone's first complaint. Like, what if someone just says, enjoying the weather we're having? And it doesn't know what that means?
Yeah, like if they need to do something and they're trying to carry on small talk.
Yeah.
Honestly, there might be some stuff set in. I wouldn't be too surprised if there's some stuff set in to like basically cut those conversations off by just using the
Yeah.
Enjoying the weather we're having?
Well, another difference is that during the demo, the assistant never announces itself as such. It never says, hey, you're talking to a robot. And a lot of people got pretty angry about that. But Google has, since the demo, promised that when it rolls out, it will announce itself as a virtual assistant. So then you're not even going to have those problems, because you know you're talking to a person. But you're not just going to hang up like you or me might when we answer our phone and there's a robot there, because it's business and you don't want to lose that business. You want that appointment to get made. Most businesses probably wouldn't hang up.
Yeah, I completely agree, because you want the business, but I didn't know that it was going to announce.
That's a new development.
Okay. Because I feel like now if I was a business, if I had a text version, I would just want that.
Oh, you mean like if there's just an online web form?
Yeah. I would rather that Google just filled that out.
Well, you would have to pay for that, though. You would have to build that booking system, whereas Google
for sure, but
this.
There's a lot of like open table for restaurants.
Yeah.
Like, there's open table. There's like a lot of different services like this have services out there that work with them to pair that together. Now, I don't know if open table like takes something. I can't see how they could take a cut. But like I'm sure there's some benefit there Like maybe you have to pay them to be on it, or there's ads or something. I have no idea.
There's another angle with the virtual assistant announcing itself, which is eavesdropping laws. So in at least a dozen states, there's laws because it doesn't have ears like you and me. It's not hearing the conversation. It needs to actually record the conversation. Yeah. And because you're recording the conversation, there's states where every party in the conversation, each party has to consent to it being recorded. So it either has to say, this is a virtual assistant, can I record this? Or maybe it can get away with just announcing this is being recorded, and if you don't hang up, you consent. I don't know the particular laws for each state.
I feel like that could work. Just so you know, this call is being recorded. Please hang up if you don't want it to be.
Yeah.
But then...
Or maybe
you would have already started recording, so I think you already broke the law. So you'd have to be like, this call will be recorded in however much time. Please hang up. I don't know. That's weird. Maybe they just won't let it.
Well, it doesn't. No, it doesn't necessarily have to have begun recording yet. It can just say that script before it starts hearing.
That's what I was saying. Yeah. So they might have to delay when it starts recording.
Yeah, right.
This call will be recorded in X amount of seconds. Hang up if you don't want it to be, and then start the conversation. I don't know how to fix this for you guys. I'm sorry. I don't know camera stuff. I've slightly moved all the dials. I went down and people hated it. I went up and people hated it. I don't know. I'm sorry. Some camera person will have to fix it eventually. I don't know why WAN show gets screwed up every week, but it does. We have way more lights this time, so that might be
for the demo, when the virtual assistant was calling all these people, when they're collecting this data and they're doing like their test runs, they did presumably hundreds of these calls. I think this is kind of like, it might go down in the history books, because what other time, like if we live in the future where there's AIs that look like us and think like us and are better than us, you're going to be able to look back in time and point to a scenario where, yep, that was the first time that a human didn't know they were talking to an AI.
Yeah, because no one leaked this. No one was like, I think a computer called me. Like, I never saw an article about that. You know what I mean?
Like, they didn't know. They talked to it and they hung up. I mean, there's been chatbots. People could be talking to chatbots. There's the Turing test, which again is chat-based, not audio-based. Yeah. But even in the Turing test, the participants, they know that one of the conversations they're going to be having is going to have an AI, so like they're looking out for it.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
And the Turing test could be used with vocal chat in mind. It could just be adapted for it. Like, I know it's a specific thing.
It hasn't been conducted like that, though.
Yeah, I know, but like it could be.
You could be adapted for that. There's lots of ways to adapt the imitation game because it's actually not that great of a test. But anyway, let's just go right into Boston Dynamics.
I think it's very cool. I don't want to like play the audio on stream because I don't know how well it's going to come out and all that kind of stuff. But if you guys haven't heard of it before now, I would definitely look up Google Duplex and listen to the calls because it's way more interesting than it probably seems.
In fact, if you have, when you're on YouTube, it looks like the video is 3 hours long, but it's probably only an hour and a half. And if you have that time, I would say watch all of I/O. There was a lot of There was a lot of cool stuff in there, not just Duplex. Duplex was definitely the coolest, but
before the end of this weekend, I will have seen the whole thing. That's like.
Have you seen the bit with Lens?
No.
Oh, it's so crazy.
I've had almost no time. I've been super slammed this week.
Because now that they've got such good image recognition, they're getting closer to Google's end game goal, which was information's coming at you without you needing to query it. Like you're walking down the street, let's say you have some cool glasses and you just look at a building, the image recognition knows that building is the Washington Monument, and then a card comes up with the information about it. It looks so awesome. And it's integrated with the AR kit, so it's like a nice distance away from you, like there's nice depth.
Oh yeah. So it doesn't feel like
it's not just a window that comes up here, it's like anchored in space, right? It's so sweet.
That's cool. Okay, so now we have the source is Linus's email. Thank you very much, Linus's email.
I think Linus wants to talk about this one.
He does?
Well, that's why he sent it to me.
Why does he care?
I don't know. I mean, you can just do it.
No, that's fine.
You can snipe him. There's another Nintendo one we can do.
I also don't. With this one?
No, that's another Linus one.
Okay. I don't care what we talk about. I'm freaking down.
I want to talk about Boston Dynamics.
Sure, let's do it.
Because we're on to this robot kind of kick right now.
Yeah.
So this again was SE2 Mitch who posted it in the forum.
Thanks,
but
my dude.
Boston Dynamics, they're amazing. They make bewildering robots like new backflips and stuff. They have a kick-ass YouTube channel.
You saw the door opening one, right?
Yeah, where it holds the door open for the other one to walk through. Go to their YouTube channel.
It's so cool.
Every few months they upload a new video of what the progress they've made. And 2 days ago they did that. They uploaded 2 new videos. One shows the Atlas robot. Can we play it?
Yeah.
We don't need audio or anything.
right now. Yeah.
This is, I want to put this, I'm going to make this into a GIF and put it on my Twitter and pin it. This is so inspiring.
Oh no, here we go.
It's Grammarly. Look at that thing. That is so awesome.
You can do it, little buddy.
Uneven ground, grass, variable friction.
Yes,
that's a different type of ground.
I want the Rocky theme in the background.
Yeah, I want him to go up the steps.
Yeah,
like,
I wish he raised his arms up.
He does that in the backflip video.
Oh yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah.
It's cute.
Yeah.
So sweet. Imagine how hard that is to run. I know kids who can't run. That's amazing, man. The only thing is, in most of their videos, when they have one of their robots walking around, somebody kicks it or pushes it with a hockey stick or something, and they don't do that in this video. No. And I would assume that's because it can't take it yet. Because if it could take it, they'd show it.
Yeah, it also looks like those are, what do you call this, linear hips.
Oh, yeah?
So if they hit the side, it'll probably just tip over.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I wanted to give me a figure 8 here.
But at the same time, it might be able to, the arms aren't. So they might be able to teach. Good job, buddy.
Can we just play that again and again?
It's
the jump. I just want to make sounds.
Where is it?
No, you do one.
I love that you can make that noise. I've never heard anyone do that before. Okay.
I really wish I could do the going down a tube sound. Not even, I don't know if a human could.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
Yeah. I can't even possibly. The only reason why I went choo 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 is so people would know what we were even talking about. That's not bad.
I want to see that robot juke a football player out, like go this way and spin or something.
Yeah.
That'll be epic.
See, it would need multi-directional hips.
You're right.
Because just doing this won't work for that.
So the second video that they uploaded was their Spot Mini, which is the smaller quadruped dog-like one. It's the one that you might have seen videos where it has a weird arm / head / whatever you want to call it that opens doors and recycles cans. In this video, it doesn't have that. Instead, it has this extra little modular on the back, this white box. And what you're watching is this thing navigate itself. It's kind of self-driving right now.
Yeah.
It has a route that I believe it's trying to do, and it's just moving through space. If you click forward in the video, they'll actually put a render on the side of the screen to show you the data that it's seeing.
Yeah, there we go.
So, reading up, if you look at the description of the YouTube video, what it actually says is it's not it's not going through this as a novel situation. They've actually manually piloted the robot through this area first to teach it, to map it, and then it goes through on its own after that. Which is still useful. I mean, if you're...
But it's not trying to... I don't think... Yes, but I don't think it's trying to follow... So some people might think like, okay, I've done this once, so it's going to do like exactly step by step. I think it's trying to go to the same destination.
Correct.
But it's still like they could have put a box in the way or something and it would be able to deal with
That's right. It's not on like a set path.
Yeah.
It's just going through a known space.
It's like they gave it a map, but like it still had to get there.
Which, I mean, self-driving cars do have that.
Yeah. Yeah. I just wanted to clarify because some people might not understand.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. I mean, the fact that it has to drive through first, it seems like it would limit the applications. If you're thinking about like a conflict zone, then you're not going to be able to bring this thing in first. But maybe you could fly in a small drone first, or use a different type of robot or different type of vehicle to map the area.
This is also completely autonomous navigation. So like if you're bringing in another robot, you could use this as some sort of like patrol or to check your own areas or something like that, and have manually controlled things to check out areas that you haven't seen before.
Right. Go back to the part where it's on the stairs. There's actually something you'll notice when it gets to the top of the stairs and it wants to turn around again. So you could think we're looking at its butt right now, right? Now skip ahead just a burr.
But it's like its face, right?
So it gets to the top. Now it wants to go back. It wants to go down. And see how it turned around? It's like its legs are optimized for kind of one direction. So now, relative to what we were looking at before, it was kind of going backwards down those stairs.
Now is he gonna? Yeah. So he always wants that end to be lower.
Face down, ass up. I guess it's got those grasshopper legs.
Yeah.
I want to see this thing jump. Did you see that other one they have that's on wheels? It rips around. It could jump like 4 feet or something.
Yeah, that thing was crazy.
I love that thing. I don't know the name of that one, but it's so badass. These guys are the best, man.
Are those its like murdered friends? Did you see that?
Did
you see that though?
Maybe they're sleeping.
Look at that. Oh god. Oh, they're all mangled. That one is like, I'm okay.
Too many hockey sticks.
The other one,
they kick them too hard.
Why are you still kicking us? No.
So, okay. I read that and I was Googling about it, and then I came across this other article. It's like, hold up, stop the press. Spot Mini is going to be on sale next year. In 2019, you're going to be able to buy one of those things.
How much?
I didn't know. It doesn't say. They don't say. But I didn't think these things were going to be for sale to the general public like anytime soon. So it says, okay.
I can't wait for the Casey Neistat drone review of this.
We got to get one for sure.
No, I'm just saying, like, it just seems like the kind of thing he would buy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like ride it around New York somehow.
I think we shouldn't even do a sponsored thing. We should just outright buy one so we can have it around all the time. I want to put my lunch on it and like get it to carry it down the stairs for me and stuff. You can get it with different attachments. We gotta get Brandon
to rig a camera onto it.
You can get different attachments.
Yeah.
And have you ever seen it do the chicken head thing, where it can move its body, but the head stays in one position?
Yeah.
So we could do that with it's like basically a gimbal.
That would be cool.
Like, we don't need to hire. That video where we were saying we're hiring another shooter? We're not. We're just gonna wait it out.
Spot Mini.
We're just getting a Spot Mini to walk around. Thing's awesome. Last 90 minutes, it's all electric. Obviously, it's wireless. You're probably not going to buy one when they come out. They're probably going to be stupid expensive. Probably going to be tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And not really for you yet. Although it will be.
Probably for governments and PMCs mostly.
It's going to be a consumer product eventually. That's their hope. A couple of years after that. So right now there are 10 Spot Mini prototypes in existence. I guess not counting the murdered ones we just saw. And they're hoping to make a total of 100 by the end of this year. And then sell them next year. So they think it'll be useful for security patrols or helping construction companies keep tabs on what's happening at the building site. So security overnight.
Okay. Yeah, so security patrol pretty much.
And you can get specialized attachments for different types of jobs.
Yeah. I like the idea of it auto-following someone with a camera. That's cool. Paramilitary company?
What would happen if you put little roller skates on each foot?
Private.
Just like how you troll the normal dog.
Yeah.
Putting socks on it. It's just like,
I don't want this. Please stop. That's super cool though. What else do you want to talk
about? You want to talk about this tickets thing?
Yes.
This is kind of a low tech thing.
Yeah, but it's a problem that plagues a lot of people that are probably watching right now.
Here's the problem with tickets. There's a big economic problem with ticket sales. Freakonomics, the podcast, did a sweet episode about this actually. When you go to buy concert tickets, the price of those concert tickets actually isn't driven by normal capitalist market dynamics.
This is posted by WM Groom AK on the forum.
Yeah, who's a baller, and I like him even more now that I know he's a Nine Inch Nails fan, like I am. Because anyone who likes Nine Inch Nails likes it a lot. Anyway, tickets are basically too cheap because artists want all their fans to be able to come and see them. If they were priced accordingly, like just by supply and demand, they'd probably be a lot more expensive. And they are a lot more expensive when people are able to scalp them, which they're easily able to do with bots. And so in order to reduce the number of bots scalping tickets, the band Nine Inch Nails, or Trent Reznor, has made the decision on their upcoming tour this fall to not sell any tickets online at all. They're going old school. You have to go and line up and buy them. And you can't even line up overnight or anything like that. You can't line up prior to 8 a.m. You have to just like show up and it's like a mob of people. and then organize yourself in a line, or maybe even a lottery system they talked about. Some venues, maybe the employees just come out and go, okay, like you're at the front, and it's just like random. Just because they don't sell online doesn't mean there won't be scalpers, right?
Yeah.
Scalpers can just pay someone $20 to stand there. There is a limit of 4 tickets per person. Hopefully that will reduce the scalping.
Okay. I don't think that'll completely solve it.
It won't, but it'll make a dent.
Yeah. It's interesting. This has been really frustrating with like, so my dad and my group of friends have been going to PAX Prime since I was like 14 or something. Or 15, I don't remember. We've been going for a very long time. When we first started going, you could walk up and go to the desk and buy a ticket and walk in. Because there wasn't enough fans, and now for PAX West, like PAX Prime, as I know it, they sell out in seconds, and like they do this crazy queuing thing, and there's limits per person, and like they do IP lock and like all this crazy stuff. Doesn't matter, completely gone immediately, and there's an insane amount of scalping just outside of PAX. There's like many people scalping stacks of tickets every single year. And there's an insane amount of scalping online. There is a really nice community online where there's a bunch of different communities that sell them at cost.
Okay.
Because it's like, oh, I bought too many, my friend can't go, whatever, that kind of stuff. I suspect those communities have a whole bunch of people in them.
Just buying them and scalping them?
Yeah,
sure.
But I do know a lot of people that have gotten tickets at cost that needed them from those communities. So it is working to a certain degree, so that's cool. But like, it really sucks when me and my friends who have been going since PAX was really small and like barely a convention are now struggling to be able to go, even though we've been loyal this whole time. It's just like, man, that kind of sucks. We still make it every year. We somehow make it, but it's just.
Well, you could always pay a bunch more.
Yeah. I don't think we've had to do like, we have to buy like 2 single days or something like that. We've never had to buy like entire sets of tickets for every person from scalpers. We've never had to do that.
There are other approaches rather than going full Stone Age that have been experimented with. One of them is basically kind of verified. You buy your ticket, you pay for it, but you don't really have it until you show up with your identification with the credit card that bought the tickets. Then you're let in and they print the tickets for you at that time. There's problems with that though, because you want there to be a secondary market. You know, you want to be able to buy them the week before because you just found out, or like you're visiting that city.
Yeah.
You want to be able to buy online. Like Nine Inch Nails fans are diehards. People travel. Once at a concert, by the way, I've seen them 5 times. Once at a concert, I was there, and there was a lady who had followed them across Europe. She'd seen them like 28 times. She had a stack of picks, 4 tambourines. She got an autograph from him and then got that autograph tattooed on her body. Like, she was insane. People want to be able to see, they're not coming to Vancouver, but they're going to Seattle. I'm going to buy a ticket for Seattle.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to drive out there and get in a non-line on the hopes that I can buy a ticket and then drive out there again for the show.
Yeah, there's really no like great solution. And it sucks.
I love the quote here, speaking of sucks. What does he say here? We decided to try something different. That will also likely suck, but in a different way. We're hoping many of you will be happy with the results, while some may do what they always do and bitch about it. Yeah,
like there's no other way to say it. He's trying something. It's probably not going to it definitely won't completely work. I think for them, they're just going to have to try to like weigh the noise.
It's trade-offs.
Yeah, and just like see how much less or more negative their new solution is. It's not. They're never going to have like a perfect solution.
There was one other solution that's been tried, I believe, by Ticketmaster called Verified Fan. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
I believe they take a certain number of tickets, or maybe certain sections, and what you do is you have to register like ahead of time to kind of a community forum that'll be on, in this case, Ticketmaster's website, where you have to do all these different things that signal that you're a true fan. You've got to engage with so many posts. You've got to I think that's basically it. Like it's like a process to verify yourself. It's not just I log in and buy.
See, that almost makes me kind of happy. And like something that I've wanted from PAX for a long time is like, okay, so I've bought tickets to PAX West for like 12 years. Mm-hmm. It would be nice if you knew that.
Yeah, but so have the
and
scalpers.
could let me buy another one.
They have to know that they scanned you in.
Yeah, but then like maybe I have like a profile and scalpers could still do this. But I was gonna say like I sign in at the event and I'm showing you like I'm showing up every day. This is me. You can check me every time if you want. Like make some process that you can go through that gives you some form of elevated account.
Well, even what you just described would introduce quite a bit of friction to scalpers, because if you're scalping 10 tickets and then all those people arrive at like the same time and you can't wait in line 10 different times, you might. It would be harder though. Whatever introduces more friction.
And even the waiting in line 10 different times thing though, like if you have to verify it by ID and stuff, they wouldn't be able to. They'd only be able to scalp one set of tickets.
I actually got screwed by that once. We spent like I think it was
and then
$560 for Red Hot Chili Peppers tickets for 4 of them, and I bought them on Craigslist, and they were printed out, and they were black and white, and the guy was super sketch, and we didn't feel good about it, so my buddy was also texting the same person, and after I bought them, he continued to text them, hey, they're still available? Yeah, they sure are. Met up with them again and busted them. Didn't end up. We got like some collateral from the guy, but he ended up just foregoing it. Like we got his phone and stuff, but because we're like, we got your phone, now you have to like give us a refund, and he's like, okay, I'll go get money out, I'll come back like tomorrow kind of thing, and he never did, and the cops didn't care at all, so we just had his crappy phone after and his debit card or something like that.
You took his phone from him?
Okay, I wasn't there. I happened to be traveling. But my friends who also were part of this and who are also larger than I am, they confronted him and like had a stakeout and stuff. It was cool. But in the end, basically the deal is they could have sold these tickets a dozen times, and actually ours could have worked if we were the first ones who showed up.
Yeah.
Whoever gets there first and gets his tickets scanned, the rest are inactive after that. So that was a drag.
What a guy. It's just so junk. I don't like it when people prey on like the average person in general, but it sucks too when someone's like so excited for something and they're gonna fork out the money for this band that they really want to go see, and they're like, yes, I finally get to see them in concert, and then they get like screwed at the door, and so bad that the person scanning their ticket is probably like, you're a terrible person. You know what I mean?
And then you finally get in there, you're like, okay, that all sucked, but we're here. And then the whole show is just actually someone else doing this in front of you. Holy, kill yourselves. I don't want to be ageist, but young people are getting pretty bad at that. I've watched people just continually hold the button down and contribute each one to their story and then watch it themselves. And then, okay, here's the people, if you're the type of person that likes to take cell phone recordings for your Instagram or Snapchat or just for video at a concert, know this. Every other person in the world, when they log into their Snapchat or Instagram and they're watching a story and that story is a dark room with crackling music, they skip it, man. Nobody watches it. Nobody! You're ruining the experience for everybody for nothing.
Including you. You skipped their stuff too, almost certainly. There was one time I went to a Blink-182 concert. I was a ridiculous fan of Blink-182 for a really long time.
Nice.
Not their new stuff.
Take off your pants and jacket.
Yes.
Change your life.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
And Enema of the State and
Totally.
What was the album before that?
They had one before that?
They had 2 before that. See, like
I thought Enema of the State was like their first one.
No, that was their first one where they were like a big deal.
Whoa.
Yeah, they also had a different drummer.
Well, that makes sense because he really catapulted them.
Yeah, Travis is kind of incredible.
Let's go to the discography.
Cheshire Cat, Dude Ranch.
Dude, I knew
2 more.
I knew of Dude Ranch.
Yeah, those were great. Like,
yeah, there's the album cover with the ox's butt, the rump.
Yeah. I like the old punk stuff, whatever. I finally got to go see them in concert. Was so freaking stoked. Travis gets like pulled up into the air. His drum platform gets elevated on these like big cords, and then they make it vertical.
They did, yeah, okay.
And he's like strapped in a thing. It was one of the coolest things I've like ever seen. And I did like pull my phone out, but I recorded like low, the worst video that's ever existed, just because I was like, I know it's gonna suck, but I want to just like be able to remember it. Mm-hmm. And that's
So
I don't think I sent it to anyone.
2 questions. Did you watch that video again?
I did actually.
Again?
And I deleted it immediately. because it was completely useless.
Do you think recording it hampered your experience?
No.
Okay.
Because again, I didn't put it in front of my face. I didn't put it in front of anyone's face.
Man, I went to the...
I like pulled it out between a song.
Okay.
And like it was yeah, I didn't.
There's a way to do it. And I think everyone gets one. The first one's free. I went to this folkloric ballet in Mexico City once, and this...
Someone phone recorded that?
No. I wish they had. iPad.
Oh!
I wish. Okay, if I was a dictator, if you live in one of those dictator countries, one upside is you can make sweet or whatever silly law you want. And if I was a dictator, my silly law would be if you see someone taking a photograph or a video with an iPad in public, you are completely allowed and culturally sanctioned to walk by and bitch slap that thing down to the ground, and they can't get mad. They can just go, they can look at you and go, ah! Caught me slipping. I hate it, man. Okay, and this lady recorded the entire, like an hour and a half video.
Someone stop her? Because wouldn't that even, aren't you like not even allowed?
I would have. I was seething, but there was a language barrier. My Spanish isn't that good.
Okay, I didn't even mean you. I meant like someone who was running.
I don't know. We were at the kind of the top.
Okay.
Like, there was no one. I talked to her after the show, though. I embarrassed my wife. I went up to the lady. It turns out she spoke English. She wasn't Mexican, actually. And I said, I just wanted you to know that you ruined the entire show for me. You ruined it. And she was like, what? What? And I was on crutches and stuff, so when I first... I got stabbed a few days before, and I crutched up to her, and so she was... And I was like, excuse me? And so she was just like, how can I help you? Like, hello, who are you? And I was like... I hate you!
Where did you get stabbed?
In an Uber in Mexico City.
Oh.
Yeah.
By the driver?
No. He drove me to the hospital.
Oh.
No, like we were stuck in traffic. It was broad daylight, near a tourist area.
Sorry, you can't just like drop that and yeah.
It was a minor stabbing. We were stuck in traffic, right? When you're in gridlock, you can't move. And the mistake we made was that our windows were down. So they see a bunch of tourists, windows are down. I'm sitting in the back, and suddenly there's a guy talking to the driver at his window. So being in South America, I assume, okay, this guy's telling us something. And then I see that they're like arguing, and like he's got a knife. And I'm like, oh, the driver's getting robbed. And then I'm like, oh, we're getting robbed. And by that time, his partner, there was two of them, had come to the other side. But everyone had their windows down to a different degree. Mine was like all the way down. My buddy and I was behind the driver. My buddy in the passenger seat, his window was like this much down, and my wife's window was completely up, and she was behind the driver. Excuse me.
That was something to do with the power, was it not?
Okay. Anyway, so my friend at the front seat, one of the assailants put his hand in that window gap and was like groping at his pockets to try to get his phone. And meanwhile, the guy on the driver's side came to the back.
So you guys are stopped at a light? Yeah?
We're stopped in gridlock traffic.
Gridlock traffic.
And the other guy came to the back and was like yelling at me. And my thought was like, why don't we just get out of the car and run away? Like, they're not gonna chase us. There's like a crowd of people everywhere. Like, let's just exit the vehicle while they're like yelling at us. So I moved over toward my wife, but couldn't open the door because it's like locked because the car is moving. And basically, I was probably this far from him, from like the window, like I'm in the middle seat, and I couldn't understand what he was saying, but I now know it was like, give me the stuff or I'm gonna stab you. So what he did was he didn't want to hurt me, and by the way, this guy was like 19 tops. He reached in and like started stabbing at my legs, and he got me just above the knee, and it went in like a half inch, like nothing. And it didn't hurt. It kind of feels like it sounds, if that makes sense. Kind of just like
Okay.
And I was just like, God damn it. So then I grabbed a backpack that we had, and I threw the backpack at him. And that backpack did contain a DSLR camera, the one only piece of cashmere I owned and don't own since, like a sweater, like 2 pairs of sunglasses. We got like a decent haul. And by the way, insurance never ended up claiming it because it was one of those situations where your insurance would go up and it wasn't worth it. So he got that, but he didn't get our passports. Oh, I had just become engaged. I proposed to my wife like the week before, and the photos, like I took a photo of her right after I took it, after I proposed to her, and she was like teary-eyed and had the ring. So those kind of sacred photos were gone, which was probably the biggest drag, but we still had our passports. And I just got my wife to give me her sweater and like tied her on the leg, and then it took us like 45 minutes to get to the hospital.
Because you're in gridlock.
Oh, it was so chaotic, man. It was like traffic. We had a police escort, but they were still inept. We went to this first hospital and decided that wasn't a good one. We were outside the hospital. I'm like, are they gonna come and like bring something? And then like 20 minutes later, like, we're just gonna go to another one. We're like, okay. And then we got to drive down the wrong side of the road with like police sirens blaring and stuff, and this Uber driver's just like, woo! It was
insane.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
My cousin, speaking of, I've never been stabbed, but my cousin, when he was in high school, there was another kid at the high school, I guess, who his gang initiation was to stab someone.
God.
So he just like walked up to my cousin after school and stabbed him. My cousin pulled the knife out and stabbed him back.
Hell yeah.
Which is like not really smart.
What is that?
Like wounds and stuff.
That's badass.
But it was, yeah, my cousins are insane.
He's got that fight response. That's sweet. Killer instinct. Good for him. I got the fright response. The flight response. Ah!
God damn it. Just take the bag.
Well, I couldn't have ran if I wanted. I did want to.
It felt like you had the like disappointed response, I guess. Like, why is this what's happening? Just take the stupid thing.
I appreciate that he stabbed my legs.
Instead of, like, your chest?
It was so... Yeah, he could have just been like, I don't value human life.
Or your
like,
head
there's
or
your neck.
something.
Or, like...
Yeah.
He could have slipped and got my femoral artery. But the damage that was incurred was worth it for the story.
Right.
Now I've been stabbed.
Do you have a scar?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'd show you, but I have to take my pants off, and the camera won't even see it, so
yeah,
it's not worth it.
Yeah, Twitch is going to be like, get off the platform. It's just, it's too much stuff. Okay, so the show's almost over.
Oh yeah, sponsors.
We should probably do sponsors.
Yeah.
Let's start with Sauvage Jerky.
Sauvage Jerky.
Which I'm sure they're going to be okay with me saying it that way because they're amazing people with amazing stuff. It's beef jerky. It tastes amazing. It's like I don't know how to describe it very well. It's just really good beef jerky.
Savage AF.
There's 13 different flavors. My favorite one is this one. It's just the standard mojo. You can also get crazy stuff like Reaper, which is like Carolina Reaper infused beef jerky. There's bacon versions. So there's like sriracha bacon, if you're one of those many people that are obsessed with sriracha.
Or bacon,
or
for
bacon,
that matter.
which is like, that's a pretty big crossover, I think.
There's a Venn diagram there with like mostly overlap.
Yeah. They say it's jerky made with the best ingredients, and it doesn't have nitrates or preservatives. And their goal was to create a snack that was full of flavor and spice that wasn't bad for you. It's good. If you go to their website and use code LTT, their website's right here. If you use code LTT, you save 10% off of all of their products.
I'm trying to see how many I can hold at once here.
As you can see,
they have a lot of products.
They have a lot of them. There. That's
some that are great for your mouth, some that are bad for your butt. Just the Reaper one, that one.
Have you had that one?
Yeah. I did it on the WAN show.
Slowly disarm you here.
It was, I tried to play it cool like it wasn't that spicy, but it was spicy. It was spicy enough you'll remember.
Yeah. Do you have, are these from, no they're not. There you go.
No, these are Laser James glasses. These are not Spektrum glasses.
And if you don't want to, like, look like Laser James over there, and you want to reduce blue light from monitors to, like, help you fall asleep at night and all that
My alter
kind of
ego.
stuff.
Reading James.
Reading James.
Yes.
You can get Spektrum glasses. You can go to the website right here, save 10% by using code Linus. They say, and this is totally a thing, that staring at a monitor all day can be hard on your eyes and also make it tougher to fall asleep. The fall asleep thing is important to me. Using software solutions like F.Lux or Twilight won't give you the same type of filtering that these kind of things can, which is pretty cool. They're stylish. I don't know. I think yours look pretty good. I'm very hit or miss with glasses. I don't think these look great on me, but
those ones look great on Colton.
Yeah, I have had Spektrum glasses that have looked good on me too, and I think those look good on you.
I was wearing these for a while before I got like prescription glasses.
Were those the specific ones?
These are the ones I was wearing at my desk for a while, and sometimes I wore them just to look cool.
Yeah, they're pretty sweet.
Is it working?
I think so. They have low color distortion. Yeah, that's totally a thing. There's a few of these that will like really hardcore make it look like everything's yellow.
Yeah, these don't.
And
I guess you can tell when you take them off.
Technically, yeah, there is technically some, but it's not very noticeable. Like white stuff still looks white. There are some competitor glasses that I've worn that do make things look yellow.
And these are super light, which I like because you can just,
yeah,
whatever you want.
They are primarily focused around Canadian and U.S. markets in terms of like shipping and all that kind of stuff, but they are expanding into Europe, and they do offer international shipping.
They're expanding into Europe now.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I went to school with the founder.
Oh.
He's a nice guy. His name's also James.
Oh.
He's a nice guy. Buy his glasses.
Cool. I didn't know that. And if you're thinking about expanding into Europe, maybe think about FreshBooks.
FreshBooks!
That might simplify your accounting and free up enough of your finances to help you do that little push you need. I don't know what market you might be in that would be applicable to, but it might make sense.
Hell of a segue.
Yeah, it was fantastic. If you do, I know one thing that's really applicable to our audience is people who might be doing like little tech things on the side. Like I know a lot, like Linus and I, and most people that I know that are really into computers at one point in time, really early on in their life, they were like the person that all their friends knew that fixed and built and repaired and maintained all the computers around. And you can turn that into a business. I did it for a few little shops there for a while and whatnot. I even had like an official company name and all that kind of stuff. And if you really don't want to like manage invoices, manage expenses, make sure people are paying you, if you have like if you're not doing like cash deal under the table every single time, if you want to be a little bit more legit, you want to allow people to take time to pay for stuff, you can do that with FreshBooks, which is great. You can create invoices super fast. You can check if people have seen them. You can manage all your expenses, which for me is a big deal because I hate doing little micro paperwork things. It's one of my like biggest pet peeves.
Oh yeah.
It just feels like a waste of time all the time, and then I'll put it off for way too long. So yeah, it's helpful. FreshBooks, super cool. Check them out right here. And yeah, put WAN in the How Did You Hear About Us section and use offer code WAN and go to freshbooks.com/WAN and everything will go
We're
well.
working on getting the /nah implemented, but it's not there yet. So for now, it's
gonna take
/WAN.
some time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, Linus isn't coming.
I was going to
Let's
say,
talk
I don't
about
think
Nintendo.
he's going to make it. Yeah.
He's not coming.
Let's do it. So
We'll put him in the thumbnail though. Still, get more views that way.
I wanted to do when we both did this like weird arm thing at one point in time, and I was going to use that.
Oh, when we were talking about Boss Dynamics?
Maybe that was it. Yeah, I don't remember. I just remember being like, I have to mentally log that was like somewhere around 3/4 through the show. Where is it? So
Nintendo shares
Yes.
new details about its Nintendo Switch Online service, which is going to launch this September. So cool.
It's kind of good. It's kind of bad.
Oh.
The reason why I'm going to say it's kind of bad is because, as you may or may not know, the online right now is at no cost. And this will make it so that the online is at a cost.
And what might that cost be? We have it written down here.
We do.
A year for $25, $24.99. So just about $2 a month for an individual.
Oh, that's Canadian pricing.
Yes.
U.S. pricing is $20. So U.S. pricing for 1 year is $20. U.S. pricing for 3 months is $8, and U.S. pricing for 1 month is $4. But Canadian, it is $25, $10, and $5, respectively.
There's also family membership pricing, so that covers 8 people, and they can even be on different Nintendo systems. And that in Canadian is $45 a year,
and $35 in American.
So if there's a way to use that with just you and 7 friends that you're not actually related to,
you might be able to.
That'll be sweet.
It'd be really cheap.
People do that all the time with Spotify and Schnaz, right?
Yes, all that kind of stuff. I am totally not on Linus's family plan for something similar to that. What can it do? Well, it gives you a few things. It includes some NES games like Ice Climber, Legend of Zelda, Balloon Fight, Soccer, Tennis, Mario. I love it when games used to be able to be just called Soccer or Tennis.
Yeah.
Mario Bros, Super Mario Bros, Dr. Mario, Super Mario Bros 3, and Donkey Kong. And 10 more will also launch with the service and will be announced at a later date.
So that is completely novel. That's totally new for those games. There's never before been online play with those games. Is that correct? That's what I understood.
Any that okay. So with emulators, you could.
Well.
Yeah.
Well.
You could co-op.
What
with
can't
emulators.
you do with an emulator?
Yeah, but so any that originally supported multiplayer will still support multiplayer and will support online multiplayer, which is cool because it'll be like a really easy way to do so. Doing online co-op with emulators has always been a little jank, but doable. I don't think it's very known if you cancel your subscription if you'll still have access to those games, but I doubt it.
Back to the multiplayer thing, that's definitely new. It's what I've got written here is depending on the game, players can engage in online competitive co-op or multiplayer, or this is probably new for all of them, take turns controlling the action.
Yes. So this was something that I noticed as well, which is really cool. Where I think they call it like pass the controller.
Yeah, it says friends can even watch each other play single-player games and pass the controller at any time.
So you can watch your friend play a game through the Switch. That's a cool idea because I think with Twitch we've like sort of lost something, which is like I was playing a game with a friend the other day and we both stream on Twitch, but we didn't want to stream at that point in time. And I commented where like I wish I could see your screen right now because like I was dead in a match and there's no spectate. So I was like, I wish you were like streaming, but I guess just to me.
What if?
And that's like not super a thing.
Do you think once you pass the controller, you still have control of where the controller goes, or do you think if I pass it to you, I want to be able to yank it? Because imagine how fun that would be if you're watching Ninja or you're watching your favorite streamer and they're like, hey, I'm going to the bathroom, and then they just pass their controller to some random person in the stream, and Buddy's just like, oh no! Like 2 million people get to watch them play Fortnite, or not Fortnite, but a Switch game.
Yeah.
That would be pretty sweet.
That'd be really sick, actually. I don't think it'll work in that way, but if I remember correctly, Mixer does that. Microsoft's streaming service, you can do stuff like that. But I could be extremely off base there. I know there's some form of thing that can work that way, but it might have been a specific game that someone happened to be playing on Mixer. It could be completely unrelated. I don't know. But I think that idea is super cool. I like the idea of sharing the controller too. So like, if you're like, dude, look, I'm so stuck on this freaking boss.
Oh yeah.
And then you like play the boss for a while, and he's like, yeah, give me a shot. You just like pass the controller over, and he gets to.
What about a new form of smurfing? You're like, yeah, man, just 1v1 me, and then there's like someone spectating. You're like,
send it across.
There it is.
Are we live?
There's the
We
thumbnail.
are live. That's the end of the show. We're gonna stop now.
You're behind the mic.
Oh.
It's technically not, if you don't want it to be. We went live a little late.
Oh, okay. Can I come in and do a topic?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
I'll go home.
James.
You can't take these though.
Thank you for
Those are-
keeping
those
my
are
seat
his.
warm. Ah.
Oh, it's more than.
Oh,
one.
that is a warm seat. You could say it's a warm ass seat
Oh my.
because it's an ass seat.
So do I get one of these shirts?
Yeah, you can have one if you want.
Nice. I'm actually pretty
I
excited.
designed it myself.
Yeah, I saw that.
The writing is like precisely messy. It's like perfectly messy.
It's good.
Thank you.
I like it.
Thank you.
I like the show too. I wanted to say, when I first saw this in person, Riley even asked me about it. He's like, so what do you think of the set? I was like, but it looks really good on camera.
Cool. Good. Did Riley jump on the show at all at
No.
any point? Oh, I kind of thought he was gonna to come in and sort of talk about working here and stuff.
He may have been. He can take me out if he wants.
That's
he can't because he carpools with James.
okay.
Oh.
Okay. James is his ride. Well then, okay. Bye, James and Riley.
Bye.
Do we have any cool topics to talk about?
We tried to leave some for you, and then you didn't show up.
I was busy running a laptop at 5 gigahertz.
Oh. Okay. Is it ridiculous or is it reasonable?
Oh, it's not reasonable.
Okay. Wait,
Do you want any spoilers?
Is it the too big?
It is. It involves server fans.
Oh no! Okay, you got to do a Fallout video where you go and use it in public
It
and
involves.
just see how people react.
It involves an external variable voltage power supply that's about this big.
Totally, you should still do it.
It's louder than a hairdryer.
Totally, I would love to. I would watch that video.
Oh man.
You got to name it,
Um,
and then like bring it back by like using the blah in public.
It's terrible.
Yeah. Anyways,
all right.
we haven't talked about...
Have we talked about renting out your graphics card for mining?
No, we left that.
Let's do that. Okay, so the original article here is from TechRadar, and it was posted by apparently no one on the forum. James was apparently on it.
Morgan MLG man.
A German company has announced Games from Space, which borrows your GPU for cryptocurrency mining purposes and then gives you free PC games in return. So you pick any game you want, watch a progress bar slowly tick up as your GPU is used for the company's mining efforts. The faster your graphics card, the quicker the process towards getting a new game. So here's a really important thing to point out. Games that you pay for on your electricity bill are not free.
Yeah. But I think a lot of kids are going to think they are. This is totally going to be kids using their computers to screw over their parents.
Yeah, or people in dorms or whatever else. So I will give Games from Space credit for being devious enough to figure out one of the biggest challenges of cryptocurrency mining, and that is power and actually cooling as well. So by distributing the computing around the globe, it's effectively kind of not their problem, and everyone who's running on their network of computers is going to be contributing such a small amount to it that it's not really going to be it's not going to be noticeable.
Yeah.
Some of the games are actually newer big name affairs like PUBG or Grand Theft Auto 5. So with a GTX 1070, either of those would take you about a month of mining. You can get Dirt 3 in a day, apparently. Now, obviously, you won't be able to mine while you are actually playing games. And from my experience with software like NiceHash, it might not necessarily cooperate that well when you launch applications that want the GPU back. That was actually why I stopped running folding on my gaming system, because I was running into weird issues, even if folding at home was technically giving the GPU back. It was still not running correctly. So I would watch out for...
We had the same problems at our house.
I would watch out for pretty much everything about this. What else we got?
Yeah. So there was a few topics. Where are we? That.
Qualcomm is finally making a smartwatch chip. So this was originally posted by Edward the Weeb on the forum. Hey, James didn't tell you you're not getting a ride and that you can't come and say hi. Okay, well, let's just burn through this really quickly, and then you guys can ask Riley some questions in Twitch chat. Does that sound pretty good?
Yeah.
Okay, so Qualcomm is making a smartwatch chip. AI Wear OS watches that come out today have little option but to use Qualcomm Snapdragon Wear 2100 from February 2016. Some have argued this is holding the entire Wear OS platform back. It is pretty slow. Qualcomm has announced watch-focused silicon this fall alongside a flagship device with several partners set to release Wear OS watches based on the new chips by the holidays. The third-generation processors will be designed from the ground up for a no-compromises smartwatch experience. So better battery life, smaller watches, apparently designing the chips to work more effectively with always-on displays, and a smartwatch is first and foremost a watch. It needs to look good. It needs to be sleek. It needs to look good when I'm looking at it. These are all just looking good. This is a quote.
Has nothing to do
Why would you say that?
Yeah, has nothing to do with the chip.
All right. Thank you very much. Oh, also, rumor Google preparing Pixel smartwatch. Probably related to that last one.
You're talking really fast, Linus.
You are.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Are you okay?
9-inch nails to fight ticket bots by not selling tickets online.
Yeah, we already covered that
one. All right. We
covered that one because James thought you wouldn't want to talk about it.
So this guy works here now.
I didn't want to make you stop doing the actual news part.
Well, no, that's okay. We have a new news show.
That's true. No, but a lot of people are concerned. They're like, don't stop doing the WAN show. It's not going to stop.
Someone just said Central Park, but he misspelled the misspelling. He did Central Prac. Which is
man.
Central Prac.
It's a meme for the people. You can make it your own. You want to put an R in there at the beginning? That's fine. Central Rapac. It's Riley. Yeah. This is I'm having a hard time with this mic in the middle.
Yeah. You know what? Why don't you?
No, Linus, please.
No. I'm gonna sit there. I'll sit here. Yeah, I'll take a back seat.
I'm just a boy. This is
Just a small town boy.
the last time I was on this show. I was a guest.
Someone says, are you only hosting shows, or are you doing other things at LMG as well?
Well, I'm writing. What's this? What are you looking at?
The audience.
The set.
They're on the camera over there.
You gestured over here.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gesturing that way.
No, yeah.
I mean, I
meant
built.
the
Yeah,
set.
I guess. Well, I didn't build the set. I mean, I sort of did. A bunch of people built it. I've been working on the set for the past month. I've been here
Trying
for
to
a
give
month.
you some credit, man.
Can I say that?
Yeah.
I've been here for a month, and I've just been building the set and doing a bunch of stuff with Yvonne and Edsel. Yeah, it was hard work, guys. But I'm here.
Everett asks, were you okay when NCIX went bankrupt?
Was I okay? Yeah. Actually,
Weren't you gone already?
yeah, I was gone by the
yeah.
time they had gone bankrupt. I had left and started with Secret Informant. Sorry, no.
No, that's fine. I don't care. You can talk about Secret Informant.
Yeah. So I went to do that, and then I was doing that for a while, and then we started talking.
Yes, we did.
Someone
And
said,
the
is Linus a
news
terrible
was
boss?
born.
He's asking.
Someone's asking if Linus
You.
is a
He's
terrible...
asking you specifically if Linus is a terrible boss.
Well, I've only been here for I can't tell yet. No matter how I answer that question, I feel like it's going to seem insincere. Linus is a great boss. No, Linus is a terrible boss.
Yeah, they both sound like lies. Is the show still a work in progress? Kinda seems cobbled together.
It's definitely a work in progress still. We're still tweaking stuff. You said that on social media the other day. So if you guys have suggestions for how to change it, definitely let us know. We will read them and we will take them into account.
Yeah, it has its own Twitter handle. What is it?
At TechLinked YT. Or I think it's at TechLinked.
I think it's at
It might
TechLinked
just be
YT.
at TechLinked.
No, I don't
Mazio
think we
Ser
got it.
says, please sell a t-shirt with that exact design.
Yeah, we're doing it.
I think that's the plan, right?
It's actually
Isn't it already
available
out?
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was up really fast.
Yeah, you got to go to the LTT merch store because TechLinked is still too bitch mode to have its own merch store. So
It's no longer like Linus and I make a meme on WAN and then 4 months later we have a shirt.
Yeah.
It's fast.
now memes turn into t-shirts immediately.
Yeah.
we actually have a dedicated graphic designer. So there's been so many moving parts getting this show started, getting him in here, getting all the design work done, getting the set built, all the negotiations. I really wish I could tell. You know most of the story behind the NCIX Tech Tips acquisition effort, right?
Yes.
Okay, that is
now I
strictly
do.
under NDA. Just so you know. But
It's too long of a story to tell anyways.
10 out of 10, out of 10, how crazy is it?
I mean, it's insane. I had no... When we filmed the announcement video,
Yeah.
I wrote the skit, and then I wrote the end part, and I'm like, okay, Linus, fill in the NCIX story, and I thought it was gonna be a couple paragraphs or something. It's like an essay. It was 4 pages long or something. I was like, what? Well, you can't do that. And then he's like, no, we're doing the whole thing. I'm like,
Stinky
what?
Pete said, great to see you. Are you continuing the NCX persona, i.e. quick bits, or are you trying to differentiate the show from the past?
I mean, Central Park survived.
So did quick bits.
I tried to kill it. Well, I didn't know what else to call it. What should I call Quick Bits if not Quick Bits?
Rapid, small portions.
Rapid fire, small portion news stories bits. No, I don't know. If you guys... I mean, there are some other names already, but...
It's supposed to be a spiritual successor,
Yeah.
so I saw some people leaving comments like, wow, you guys really captured the essence of NetLinked. And I'm kind of sitting there going,
like,
well,
oh crap.
we've got the same host and writing staff. We've got the same other host and sort of troll. And,
Really captured the essence. How'd you do that? How'd you make sure it was so true to the original?
You've all the original people.
It's basically the original.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. What does Central Park mean?
Ugh.
If you don't want to answer the damn question,
probably
you're
just
going to
know
have
I
to
do.
stop saying it.
I do want to answer it. I just feel like it's just kind of a long story, so it's kind of a lengthy. It's an inside joke originated on Flight of the Conchords that me and my friend said all the time, and then I started saying it on NetLink Daily, and it
I'll
kind of
comment
caught
every
on, I
video
guess.
from there on.
Yeah.
That's not actually a very long story.
I know. I was just like, can I do it? Can I? I guess I did.
Apparently, quick bits through and through. Someone said you will do. You said you will do not only tech, but until now it's only been tech. What's going on?
I will not do only tech. Where? Who on what?
Because it said STEM news. I remember that from the video.
Oh yeah.
So that's more of a bet hedging
Yeah.
strategy. You know, like if some kind of like biomedical thing comes out, we don't want to end up in a stupid argument with people in the comments that's not tech.
Yeah.
Because when it comes down to it, everything is tech. The wheel is tech.
Eh.
It is. It super is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I'm a contrarian.
So that was actually a change that I made to the script, where I kind of went, look, let's not paint ourselves into a box.
Yeah.
It's about STEM. That way it can be about basically
literally
anything.
anything.
If
Although
someone finds a new
games-
prime number, we can talk about it.
Games doesn't really fit in there though.
Oh,
What if we say it's STEM and gaming?
Stegma.
This news stems from.
Jeez.
Okay, moving on immediately. What do you hope to learn or improve working with Linus? Speaking of, yeah.
Well, I've already learned to kind of like fly by the seat of my pants, as in like, do it now, do something, get it done. You know?
Yeah, you came in on your first day, didn't
Yeah.
have an email address, didn't have like any passwords for anything, didn't actually have an assignment, because
Yeah.
basically we put the whole thing off for so long. Like Riley's start date was supposed to be like many weeks ago.
I think I was looking at the emails and they started like February or March.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what happened was we kept thinking we were gonna get the channel, and then we were like, okay, here's your start date. And then we were like, oh, we weren't gonna get it, but we were
Yeah.
just gonna start our own channel with
And
Blackjack.
you were like, just stay tuned. I'll get you an update. And I'm just like, okay, cool. And you're like, okay, yeah, now this is happening. Blah 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 blah. I'm just like, okay, yeah, all right.
The amount of people that got chat banned immediately after you made that joke was insane. There's like a whole block.
What?
It's above this, but just like, oh yeah.
Jeez.
Anyway, so there was a whole thing where we were just like, okay, screw it. We've got some pre-show preparation to do, like
Yeah.
a set and figuring out branding and all this stuff.
Right.
Riley can help with that. Let's just get him in here. And honestly, it was a good move. It was actually Nick's idea because it really put the pressure on me to start making videos with this person that I'm paying all the time.
We hired a writer and host to build a set. Maybe not the best decision.
I did learn a lot of my management strategies from NCIX.
So I came in
Sometimes.
here and it was like coming home.
People are asking, will you do WAN show too?
Will I do WAN show too? I mean, that's up to you guys. I don't know.
We actually haven't really decided how we're gonna best utilize
I
Riley.
mean, I think I'm screwing it up right now. So if you're taking that as an example,
Yeah, I mean, we brought him in as someone who's multi-talented. Like something that some people wouldn't know is he was basically running the entire NCIX channel by himself by the end of it, and like arguably it wasn't its finest moment, but
rude.
he was literally by himself writing, filming, editing,
Yeah.
posting.
At the end.
Actually posting it to YouTube, answering comments about, yo guys, what's going on with my order? What is that whole place imploding? What's going on?
Yeah.
In the comments, like, so we brought Riley in knowing that we wanted to bring back a spiritual successor to NetLinked, knowing that the best way to do that would be to like bring back the sort of tag team that I think. Nothing against anyone else who ever worked on NetLinked, but the tag team that I think refined the NetLinked format,
Right.
made it what it was, and was kind of the golden age of NetLinked in terms of audience reception, in terms of viewership.
Yeah. Well, originally, because NetLinked was NetLinked Weekly that you
Yeah.
did on the NCX channel.
Way
and
back.
it was like a longer show and it wasn't really I guess you guys edited it a bit, but like
Not
that was before I came
much.
on.
Yeah.
And then when we came on, we wanted, or like, hey, we're gonna make it a daily show,
Yeah.
and then like.
And then
Yeah.
you guys took it totally
Kept changing.
serial, and then I came in when I was like a contractor
Yeah.
and didn't really care anymore. And that was
Yeah.
that whole casual feel of NetLinked was not manufactured. It was
Right.
because I actually didn't give any cares. I would roll in on a Friday.
That's definitely the feeling I got.
At like 10:30, we would bang out all the videos that
Yeah.
had to be done for that week.
yeah, like 4 at one time.
And then I'd be like, yeah,
5.
it's 2:00.
Boom,
See ya.
you're out of there.
And I'd come back here and host WAN show,
Yeah.
often late.
Right. Yeah, and then we were kind of like, hey, Linus, so we wrote this funny bit. Could you put the hat on and like do the voice for the thing? And he's like, no, I'm doing this. Boom. Okay, guys. Sorry. I'm Linus.
And I'd like get stuff wrong.
but that's okay. Fine.
I'd get stuff wrong, right? Like I'd read the script wrong, but I would just like keep going through it because
Yeah.
I was in a hurry.
Yeah.
And that was where that kind of stuff, and people liked it. Mm-hmm. So we ended
So,
up
like
with
yelling at people from off screen and stuff.
Yeah, that was actually the only feedback that I gave them on their writing. Was during the show.
During the show.
Telling them stuff.
That was a
crap.
stupid bit. Don't do it. Okay, what's the next one?
So the goal was to that seemed like the best way to, I don't forget where I was going with this, but it seemed like the best way to make this happen was to bring back sort of what I see as sort of the heart and soul of it, and then just inject it into something new. And I forget what the point of getting there was.
I'm going to take a few different questions and lump them into one.
Yeah.
How
Sure.
do you guys expect the channel to perform? Some people are asking comparatively to TechWiki, but I don't really think that's super relevant. But how do you expect the growth of the channel to go?
I feel like I'm a bad person to answer that question. You guys know so much about.
Okay.
I think this is
Analytics.
general to.
So my expectation for the channel was, or not my expectation, my goal was as sort of a salty, well, a sort of thing. My goal was for TechLinked to basically
now.
immediately have as good or better viewership than the latter episodes of TechLinked on the NCIX.com channel. Anything beyond that, I consider to be a smashing success. And as for the sales team, anything above 100,000 views a video should be quite easy for them to bring in sponsors for. If they can bring in sponsors on a consistent basis, we will comfortably cover Riley's cost and the extra
expenses.
editing horses that we need,
Pay
and
for my lunch.
we don't do free lunch here, but good try. So as long as we can bring sponsors in, we will comfortably cover our overhead, is basically where I was going with that. Even like the square footage, the equipment, like all those things that you have to factor into the cost of a show.
And I mean, if your standard was that they outperform like the later episodes of NetLinked, it's already done that. So,
Yeah, I think there's a bit of a honeymoon period going on right now, though.
well, but it could continue forever perfectly. You never know.
It could continue forever perfectly. I mean, honestly, I think we're going to get there. We've actually gotten a lot of feedback already from community members saying there really was a gap there. NetLinked had a purpose. This source-fed style
Tech
quick
news thing.
And I was
bits of
kind of
news.
surprised when we stopped and people were like, there's no other like really quick like tech news shows about like, you know, centering on like PC stuff.
And there
or whatever.
isn't, and a lot of people are trying to hit the 10-minute minimum and all this
Yeah.
kind of stuff. Yeah.
But we're not interested in that. We've never cared about the 10-minute minimum. A lot of people, we've released videos that are 10 minutes and 1 second or whatever, and a lot of people are like, aha, in the comments.
Gotcha.
And I'm kind of sitting there going,
Are you
don't
crazy?"
understand how this works. The 10-minute mark is only important if you run a mid-roll AdSense spot.
And we don't.
And we don't.
So.
My
So
ride
it
is
doesn't
leaving.
matter. Oh, your ride is leaving. Okay,
need to
well,
leave.
you can go. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks
and
for having me.
Yeah.
This is cool.
It's been fun.
I do this
right.
again?
I remember where I was going with that. He's very multi-talented. So we brought him in knowing that he was multi-talented, thinking that we would just find,
I'm just like a natural on camera. I know everything that you need to do on like a set.
Thank you. Thank you. So right now, his time is not completely occupied just by writing TechLinked and hosting it. And in some cases, he won't even be hosting it. It's only a 3 times a week show, and I'll probably be hosting somewhere between a third and half of them. Riley will be doing between a third and half of them, and we might have other people jump in. James has expressed interest, Colton has expressed interest, and we'd like to have it actually be quite diverse. Maybe even Luke would come back and host an episode.
That would be cool. I'd like to, especially on certain topics.
So yeah.
Neat.
So
I have 2 things in the chat that I'm going to pull from archival stuff. One, someone was like, "Oh my God, Luke is back." That's confusing.
He's literally on WAN show every week.
I've been here the whole time, pretty much. The other one was, is Riley Luke's replacement? That's been asked a whole bunch of times.
So right now, in terms of actual hosting on LTT, I am on the fence. You will see Luke host another LTT before you will see Riley. In fact, how's that going?
Good. Cool. It keeps changing.
Right.
I can probably just talk about it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So I'm doing Nintendo Labo, but I've changed how I wanted to review it a couple times. I haven't seen a single review of it online that I think, this is going to throw some shade, has done a very good job.
Because I agree.
And because of that, I'm now like, okay, that's a lot of pressure. Because I'm thinking no one's done a very good job of covering it. So now I need to not screw up.
You've been in that position before, and I think I'm trying to think of an example. We were really late on, was it the Rift? We were really late on something that you cared about a lot. Might have been Vive.
I think it was one of those.
It was a VR headset, I think.
Yeah.
And basically, I think we talked about it. And we were like, okay, well, then in that case, I'm remembering this even better now. I remember talking about it, and you were like, this is going to take a long time. And so I took on some more quick videos to fill in the gaps, because I think you spent almost an entire week on it.
Yeah. So it's been a little bit hard because this week we've been pushing for V1, which won't mean anything to you guys. Also, I'm hiring. Also, I'm hiring for Floatplane. So I've been going through resumes and stuff. Also, I've been trying to do this Labo thing. And I was like, I'll be done early in the week. And then I was done most of my notes. And I was like, it's been out for a while. Let me watch some reviews and see what's going on. And I was like, oh, okay. All right. This changes things. Because when everyone else's stuff is again, I'm going to throw some shade, really surface level and really missing the point, in my opinion, for most people. I have to take it to the next level, I think. So I should be ready relatively soon. Yep. I'm expecting next week.
So I'm traveling for the next 2.5 weeks or something like that. Have we told people that Scrapyard Wars Season 7 is coming?
No, I don't think so.
We are shooting. We actually have a shoot date.
Yeah.
We have a sponsor locked in, finally. We've got a shoot date. It's going to, should we tell them the challenge?
I mean, I don't know it
off the
top of my head. I've been emailed it. I just don't remember.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So it's going to be a classic head-to-head, me versus Luke. No teams, no gimmicks, except for one gimmick. Neither of us gets an internet-capable device.
Oh, I remember that. Oh, that's so sketch.
So,
okay.
Previous seasons, we've been heavily reliant on Craigslist.
Hardcore.
Or buy and sell trade apps. Is it still possible to build a decent gaming rig?
What other rules are we including?
I don't know. We're going to have to we'll have to hash that out between the two of us a little bit, I think.
Because I'm assuming the ace in the hole is not allowed. I don't remember the name of it.
Yeah, you can't go to Free Geek.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Or and we're also getting rid of Free Geek similar situations.
I think if you and I both do no research, which is what I've done, and we don't look them up online.
I don't know any.
I don't know any either.
So we'd have to,
I think they're fair game at that point.
So we'd have to go to the library and get a phone book.
I wouldn't give me any ideas if I were you.
All right.
So we're going to keep to ourselves what our ideas might be for.
That's pretty crazy.
It's going to be really hard.
Okay, yeah, that's going to be interesting. Luckily, the one thing I was actually really worried about for this coming Scrapyard Wars was GPU prices.
It looks like that's all resolved.
That's coming back down.
Yep.
So I think we dodged that bullet. Because that was actually going to make it impossible or stupid.
They were going to be
One
the
of two.
Scrapyard Warriors
Yes.
PCs yet.
Yeah. We would have had to do like the like student computer. CPU benchmarks only.
Ninan262 in the chat. Sorry, just blowing the dust off my local computer store. Yeah, exactly. Man, this is going to be pretty dumb. Yeah. All right, well, I think that's pretty much it for our WAN show. Thank you guys for tuning in. See you again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Bye.
We should let people weigh in on whether they want the WAN show to stay here with the white, orange and white, or if we want to move over to the hex wall.
Yeah.
We haven't painted the hex wall yet, though.
I think right now there's like a lighting problem or something.
Oh yeah,
it looks Scarbo.
It just needs to be. It needs a light on the floor to even it out.
But
a
even
little
like
bit.
your face.
And we're also
and
going to
my
have
face.
some shelves here.
Yeah.
Like there's going to be some stuff there. Like yeah. No, there's some.
Should we straw pull it right now? Looks like people are spamming hex wall, but they're also getting banned.
People want. No, we can ask them next week.
Okay.
Am I even here next week?
Hex wall will be really dark.
Yeah.
That's something to consider.
Well, we're gonna paint it red, white, and blue.
Okay.
Not like America style red, white, and blue. Like I forget how we're planning to do it. Like white
Sure.
background and then like red and blue hexes or something.
Okay.
But like bright ones.
I think what we should do is
color.
on the WAN show have
Yeah.
a screenshot of here and there, and put like both of them on screen.
Yeah.
And then be like, pick one.
We could do that. All right. See ya.
Okay. Bye.
I just realized I'm sitting on the wrong side.
Yeah.